Hey everybody, I'm back with another update of what's happening here in Southern Utah, and today I'm at the headquarters of Vasion, formerly known as Printer Logic. It's up here on Tech Ridge, right in the heart of St. George, and today I get to interview the CEO, Ryan Wedig, and get an idea of what they do, who they are, and why they're here in Southern Utah. So let's get started. So I'm here with Ryan, CEO of newly named Vasion. Used to be Printer Logic. Most people in town know it as Printer Logic. With their new building that they just built, they also rebranded their company. And he's going to tell us a little bit about what they do and why they're here in Southern Utah. So thanks for having us.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming by.
So then with the rebrand from Printer Logic to Vasion, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so just like Printer Properties Pro didn't handle all the things that Printer Logic was going to go do, Printer Logic stopped doing that. That name stopped describing everything that we were actually doing in Vasion. So in the end of 2017, early 2018, we took a Series A round. That's the only round we've ever taken. And we were very much, like I said, cash flow positive, strong bootstrap economics going on, but we felt like there was an opportunity to investigate how we could we were doing what's called digital transformation, meaning going from analog and physical servers and analog paper. When you go from that to virtualized servers and digital documentation and data, that's called digital transformation. You're digitally transforming your business. So Printer Logic from a very early stage was digitally transforming, and in that digital transformation process, like helping people do that through the elimination of their print servers and moving on to our platform, which is much more virtualized. We were moving into the new building. We probably changed the name maybe a couple months early because the product is that new update isn't happening till the end of this quarter. But it was like, what are we going to brand and then rebrand and 3 months later? So we just said, let's just do it. And the team did a great job just making it happen, and super exciting. I think it's brought a lot of energy into the company and helped us kind of push the mission right away as opposed to waiting for the exact moment when it's all.
Yeah. No, and the building turned out awesome. Okay, so switching gears to the building where you're at, up here on Tech Ridge, first business building that was built up here, apart from Dixie Tech, the school. I know you're a big part of the whole creation of Tech Ridge. And so the importance of your building being up here, I completely get. The coolest part about your building to me is the basketball court. And I know that there's various things that you guys are going to utilize that for. Tell us a little bit about what your plans are with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just a basketball court. It's super fun, and we've already noticed, the executives just shooting hoops with developers and just parts of the organization that maybe they typically wouldn't engage with. But like the way we designed it is, it's actually the cafeteria opens into the basketball court and extends onto a full-blown production-ready quality stage. Right. And all of that is designed to really just create a central place for people to connect. And so we've seen that really kind of open up relationships in a really positive way. And but we also use it as it's our all hands room. So it's a great place where as a company we can all come together. But in May 14th, we're having a Women in Sales from Salt Lake. That organization is actually coming down. They're going to be hosting their event down here too. So there's a lot of ways we can use it to help the tech community up north come and enjoy. I think we can fit 600 people in there. So. Not a huge event, but that's potentially 600 people that are now exposed to the idea of Tech Ridge and exposed to the idea that technology stuff's going on down here, and there's some cool people doing some cool things. So it's all of those. It's meant for all of those things.
Cool, I like it. So lastly, you're here in Southern Utah. It sounds like you have some history here.
Yeah.
Apart from that, give us a few thoughts on Tech Ridge and why you're here.
Well, I mean, Southern Utah, when I first came here, I told you, I'd been to a bunch of tech hubs, and honestly, when Jarrett was here, right? So he just was come back to where I live. And I was like, well, you can't, there's just the people aren't there that we're gonna need, because I had seen it. you pick up the phone, somebody leaves, you pick up the phone, and you've got somebody the next day that knows how to do that thing. You just pay them a little bit more. Or you lose your job, or something doesn't work out in a smaller startup. Well, that's no big deal because somebody else was just waiting to grab you anyway. And that's what happens in those tech communities. So I was like, you don't understand. We're not going to be able to recruit the people that we need to recruit in St. George. Eventually, we're going to outgrow it. Well, once I got down here, the lifestyle is incredible.
Right.
There were a bunch. I was like 31, almost 32 when I came down here, and so I collected 5 kids and needed a bigger home, and like things were very different than when I was just starting in my tech career.
Right.
So a lot of those live in San Jose, 900 square foot apartment with two people you're sharing rent with. Like that just doesn't work as you start to, but at the same time, those are the people with the experience in the technology industry. And what I realized really quick was, if you could say, hey, you need a night on the town, Vegas is an hour and a half away. If you need to go skiing, there's actually a pretty cool resort, an hour away. Yeah. There's world-class canyoneering and climbing and mountain biking. There's a reservoir if you like boating. The list just keeps going on and on and on. And then, oh, by the way, really great people, some of the best schools you're going to find in the state and in the country for that matter. And just it's a clean town. It's a clean, safe town. So when you think about the demographic of that was acquiring the experience and being able to attract those people, which was the next level of leadership that we're looking for to bring in, it was easy.
Right.
You had to do a little more selling. And you had to think about how to expose it, and you had to have a business that was actually, being successful. But if you had those two things, it was not hard to recruit. Now, when we hit a certain point, it did become difficult because the town just didn't have the infrastructure. We couldn't find a building that would fit all of us. So that was becoming problematic. And as we were looking for space, we were actually working with the city and started talking about, hey, this is kind of a problem. And there's a long story to it, and I've told it 1,000 times in other places. I'll just kind of keep it short here. But I would just say that the mayor at the time, the economic development, the city managers, they all just stepped in and they said, hey, we've got light manufacturing out there. We've done a great job with healthcare. Obviously, building's amazing. They went through some of these industries. They've done a good job of fostering. And they said, but technology is one that we need to work on. Yeah. And they committed to it. They went out with us. They looked at different master plan communities around technology around the country, and here locally in Utah. They took some of the advice that we had from some of our travels, and we built out a master plan community. And eventually, it had to go to RFP because you couldn't just do it unilaterally. But it went to RFP, and we beat out some of the largest development groups in the state, and even some really large ones relative to the country, because we had just thought about what does Tech Ridge mean. So at the end of the day, City Council and I think there were 3 or 4 proposals that went in and said, yeah, we like that vision of live, work, play. There's going to be really beautiful condos up here. There's obviously this kind of space, and then there will be some of the spaces that have retail underneath it to create the shops that you need, and lots of parks. This whole you notice that there's a road in front of us instead of us being right on the edge. Well, we did that on purpose. There's going to be a 3.5 mile trail all around the edge. We're like, this is beachfront property as far as we're concerned, right? Obviously we don't have beaches here, but for the community to be able to come up here and enjoy this, it would be a shame to put all the businesses on the edge and then block out the public from being able to, any one company might benefit from being on the edge, but the whole community as a whole is going to benefit by having that as an amenity of saying, we get people up here, they see what we're doing, and can enjoy the incredible views that are going on here. So, it was that vision that I think really the city liked, that investment back into giving the space back to the community and making it available to them, that I think sold it at the end.
Well, cool, man. Well, thanks. Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
No problem.
And happy to have you guys here.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, you guys.
And that's a wrap, guys. As you can see, really cool building, really cool company. We're so lucky to have them here in Southern Utah, and I can't wait to see what else comes up here on Tech Ridge. For more info on what's happening in Southern Utah, you can either text me or call me 435-668-7293 or find me on Facebook or Instagram. Thanks, guys.